What you are about to see is a continent where nature completely lost its mind. A place where the cute ones will kill you, the ugly ones are geniuses, and the tiny ones carry enough venom to wipe out a small town. And the last animal in this video, nobody talks about it, but it might be the strangest living thing on the entire planet. Stay with me. You will not regret it. Welcome to the wildest place on Earth. Welcome to Australia. Our first stop is the red kangaroo. And before you say, "Yeah, I know kangaroos," hear me out. This animal weighs close to 200 pounds and can jump the length of a school bus in a single leap. But that is not the wild part. In extreme heat, the red kangaroo licks the inside of its own arms, not because it is tasty, because large blood vessels run right there under the skin. The saliva evaporates and cools the blood directly. A built-in air conditioning system made of spit. Now meet the animal that made scientists think they were being pranked. The platypus. When the first specimen arrived in England in 1799, actual scientists thought someone had sewn a duckbill onto a beaver. They sent it back with a note saying the joke was not funny. But here is what makes it truly unreal. The platypus hunts with its eyes and ears completely shut. It finds prey by sensing the electrical fields produced by living muscles in the water. It feels electricity, like a living radar. Oh, and it lays eggs, even though it is a mammal. Australia simply does not follow the rules. The koala looks peaceful, looks adorable, looks like it has everything figured out. It sleeps 20 hours a day and spends the other 4 hours eating leaves that are toxic to almost every other animal on Earth. Its entire life is basically detox and napping. But here is the part nobody mentions. Koalas have fingerprints, virtually identical to human fingerprints. So similar that they have actually confused crime scene investigators. A sleepy, leaf-eating bear with crime scene potential. Only in Australia. The Tasmanian devil is the size of a small dog, but its bite is stronger pound for pound than almost any other mammal alive. It eats everything. Bones, fur, hooves, all of it. Nothing is left behind. At night, its screams travel through the Tasmanian forest and sound genuinely terrifying. The early European settlers heard those sounds in the darkness and decided the name devil was completely appropriate. But here is the twist. The Tasmanian devil mother is one of the most attentive and gentle parents among marsupials. Terrifying on the outside, devoted on the inside. A complicated creature. Now we need to talk about the Sydney funnel web spider. Most spiders run away when threatened. This one stands on its back legs and charges at you. It lives in suburban garden beds right outside people's homes in Sydney. It is one of the most venomous spiders on the planet. And it is aggressive in a way that feels almost personal. Before antivenom existed, its bite could kill a person in hours. The wild part is this. Its venom is lethal to humans and primates, but completely harmless to cats and dogs. Evolution picked its targets very specifically. The thorny devil is a small lizard covered in sharp spines that looks like a creature from a fantasy novel. But forget the spines. Its real superpower is invisible. The thorny devil drinks through its skin. Tiny microscopic channels run between its scales like drinking straws. Morning dew collects across its entire body and travels through those channels directly into its mouth. It goes to sleep dry and wakes up hydrated, without drinking a single drop the normal way. Here is a rule you need to memorize before visiting Australia. If something is small, colorful, and appears to be glowing, do not touch it. The blue-ringed octopus is the size of a tennis ball. When calm, it looks almost invisible. When threatened, electric blue rings pulse across its body like a neon warning sign. One octopus carries enough venom to kill 26 adults. There is no anti-venom. Those glowing rings are not beautiful. They are a goodbye. The echidna breaks every rule biology ever wrote. It is a mammal that lays eggs. It has no teeth but tears open termite mounds. It has no nipples but produces milk directly through its skin. And here is what science recently confirmed. The echidna has one of the most complex brains relative to body size of any mammal on Earth. Its frontal lobes, the part responsible for problem solving and memory, are enormous for an animal its size. It looks like a grumpy hedgehog who gave up on life. It is actually one of the most neurologically sophisticated creatures in the animal kingdom. If the animal kingdom ever held a talent competition, the lyrebird would win every single year. This bird can perfectly mimic the calls of over 40 other bird species back to back without stopping. But that is just the beginning. It also mimics chainsaws, car alarms, camera shutters. A flute melody it heard from a tourist was recorded by the bird, taught to its chicks, and was still echoing through the forest 20 years later. It does not just imitate sounds, it preserves them. A living archive of everything the forest has ever heard. The frilled neck lizard is 100% pure theater. When threatened, it pops open an enormous orange and yellow frill around its neck, opens its mouth wide, and hisses. It looks terrifying. It is completely harmless. The entire performance is a bluff, and it works almost every single time. If the bluff fails, it runs away on two legs. A tiny dinosaur sprinting through the bush with its dignity fully intact. The quokka has been called the happiest animal in the world. That is not an exaggeration. The structure of its face muscles means it always appears to be smiling. Always. Even when it is stressed. Even when it is running. Just permanently delighted. Tourists fly to Rottnest Island specifically to take selfies with it. But nature always has a footnote. When a quokka mother is chased by a predator, she ejects her joey from the pouch to reduce weight and run faster. Still smiling, though. That part does not change. The box jellyfish drifts through the warm waters off Queensland, nearly invisible, its tentacles trailing 3 meters behind it. Contact causes pain so intense that people have lost consciousness in the water and drowned. But the truly strange part is this. The box jellyfish has 24 eyes. Real eyes, with lenses and retinas just like yours and mine. It can see. It processes visual information. It has no brain whatsoever. It sees the world. It just has no idea what it is looking at. The wombat is the quiet engineer of the Australian bush. Its burrows run 30 meters long and become emergency shelters for dozens of other animals during droughts and wildfires. It builds an ecosystem with its own paws without ever meaning to. And then there is the fact that makes everyone stop and stare. The wombat is the only mammal on Earth that produces cubic feces. It uses them as territory markers on rocks and logs. The cube shape means they do not roll off. Evolution solved that problem too. The great white shark that patrols the waters around Neptune Islands in South Australia is not a monster. It is an engineer of the ocean. Without apex predators like the great white, fish populations collapse, reef systems collapse, entire food chains unravel. The shark is the thing that holds it all together. Most attacks on humans are cases of mistaken identity. A surfer in a wetsuit from below looks almost exactly like a seal. It is not hunting you. It just made a mistake. A 5-meter, 3,000-pound mistake. But a mistake nonetheless.